All right, people. We'll wait. I'll wait till some people get in here because ain't nobody in here right now. 1 second.
All right, that's not gonna work. Or maybe I can see the chat in here.
Yeah. All right. All right.
I might not be able to see the chat, man.
I got it. Don't worry about it. It's up. All right, Dave. You wanna take the show? This is your show, man. I just came to be
A commentator.
a comment. I just want to come listen, man. I just want to be part of it. So Dave, since Dave didn't get a chance to since I had the show with Pat last week or this week, but a couple days ago, Dave wanted to come on and give his thoughts. So I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
You on
So
your Marshawn?
I'm on Marshawn, yo. Don't mind me. I'm just here. So
Uh,
Dave's your show. Go ahead, man.
so here's the deal. I know everybody's heard what's going down. You know, Jerry Richardson is going to have to sell the team. It's amazing how fast things can go. It looks like the timing of everything when it came to the scathing article, it happened during the game. And then as soon as the game ended, he pretty much said, I'm selling the team. It was pretty quick and immediate when it came to that. It was might have been a matter of, as soon as the game ended, somebody walked up to Jerry and was like, here's your statement. You need to give this statement out because you're going to have to sell the team now because that side's got a lot on you. He's basically in a nutshell, man. He was doing a lot of things that was very disappointing for an owner, particularly. I question whether or not. I mean, we'll be naive to think that he's not the only type of owner that's probably out there, but he was the one that they got the goods on. And at the time, and he is a powerful owner. He might have been top 5 when it comes to the most powerful owners in the NFL right now, by far. Like he was responsible when it came to making sure that he was one of the pushbacks. He said some obscene things in the past. I think either Drew Brees or Peyton Manning a boy when they were going
Peyton.
through Peyton during the negotiations. So he's had a history of saying things that was unacceptable to say. But I guess between the racial slur and the sexual harassment charges, and in 2017, the sexual harassment charges more than enough to pretty much end a career nowadays. Um, so it's going to be a change in ownership. Interesting that they decided to put Tina Becker on the day to day. It seemed like immediately they were just trying to make the proper moves accordingly to see if to try to get Jerry out of the way. I don't anticipate this going away for any time soon, especially since Carolina actually has a legitimate shot to win the Super Bowl. So this will be talked about as long as they're still in contention. And since they're a game away from making the playoffs and they have a really good shot to make the Super Bowl, this might be something that's going to be discussed for a very long time. So overall, I'm disappointed. I thought Big Cat was a different individual than what we're finding out he is, but you still see it's going to be like the Cosby effect. Like you got to decide how you want to handle this, right? Because while Cosby did some obscene things, he did a lot for the community. While Jerry allegedly has done some obscene things, he did a lot for the city of Charlotte. He brought the NFL to the Carolinas, which would have been
Facts.
like it wouldn't have been like a possibility before then. So and so you have to still remember that he did do that. But that being said, what he's done while he was running this team has been unacceptable.
Allegedly.
But allegedly, and we have to keep the allegations, which I could segue to Cam, and you could probably jump in on this
Yeah.
because Cam had a pretty good press conference on Sunday, and then
Yeah, so he did, and I'll jump in for a second. I gave him a lot of praise for the press conference he did. The Sunday press conference is one of the best press conferences that Cam has ever had. He handled the questions great. I mean, he answered everything, perfectly. There was no missteps in his press conference. But then, at first he did another press conference. I believe it was yesterday. And at first, the way, you get an article, you get a headline. And at first, I thought it was pretty bad. I'm like, dang, Cam, why you did so well on Sunday? Why'd you come around and do this? But then I actually listened to the whole thing, and it's not as bad. It's not as bad as I initially thought. So I think he handled both of them pretty well. If you take it for what it was worth, he pretty much said that everything's allegedly. Nothing is. Although it looks bad that the big cat paid guys off, it's not as bad because he's essentially innocent until proven guilty, but they're essentially saying he's guilty without any evidence, and that's the way it is nowadays. Nowadays, it's just you're guilty until proven innocent, and so that's what Cam's stance was on. That's what Cam's stance was, and I can't fault him for that. We don't know the relationship that him and Jerry have. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of that. I think he handled both press conferences pretty well. And if you read the headline, it looks much worse than what it seems. That's my initial.
Yeah, I agree. The optics look bad, but then you have to also think about what Cam went through. I mean, he played for Auburn. He had accusations with his father. They come to find out that they weren't true.
Florida first
suspended. It was Florida first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know they were thinking about pulling him out of games when he was playing for Auburn because of the accusations, saying that he was negotiating with Mississippi State. So he's already seen something similar throughout his career. So and they made the assumptions to him as well. So he's already been through it. It doesn't account for the accusation that's going on with Mr. Richardson, but it shows that you got to give the man a fair shake. And I know Sports Illustrated is a reputable source of journalism when it comes to sports, but at the same time, you got to give the other individual a chance to prove the facts, to give the chance for the facts to not be true. Because nowadays, when it comes to media in general, it's more about opinion than fact. So we have to always take that into account now. So, but I will admit that article looked bad, man. He's paying off employees for harassment. He's paying off employees for racial slurs. It looks bad.
It looks real bad.
Terrible. It looks bad.
And just to piggyback off of what you said earlier, and I said this in the prior show with Pat. I think all this was in motion anyway. It's not like this is a huge surprise because we knew the team was going to be for sale at some point and in a really, really near future anyway. I just think they accelerated the plan that was already in place. So I don't think it's he's 81 years old. He's had surgeries, open heart. I don't know. He's probably got his heart replaced. So granted, I think all this was in place. This was gonna happen, and I do think his family does own 48, or he owns 48%, and his other family members, his wife and kids, that still will have probably some small sliver of ownership, even when the transfer of sale does go through, depending on how they sell it. So I don't know. I just think this was bound to happen eventually. I just think this is a bad way to go out, but I think this was going to happen at some point anyway. So it's not a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not really a surprise.
I think it was going to happen, but I think it was more about if he passed away, not he had allegations.
Right, but that's I get that. But what I'm saying is all of these plans were already in place in the case that he does pass away at some point.
Yep.
All of this, that's why it's moving so fast, is because everything was already in place. I'm gonna do this. She's gonna be the COO. All this was already done. It was already in place. The framework of the sale was in place, and it's gonna move quick because it's already there. And now, granted, I agree with you. It wasn't because of some sexual harassment thing. It was because he was gonna pass away at some point. But all of it, the framework was in place. That's why it's moving so quickly.
Yeah, and it will move fast. We will have a new owner.
It's gonna move fast.
Before the 2018 season, we will have a new owner.
I said that on the
yes, you did.
On the live show. I said, hey, this is gonna it's gonna be gone. Like, you can't nowadays, you can't hang these things can't linger. It's you're fired, you're stepping down from your positions, you're gonna go like immediately. Like, there's no other way. You have to step away. Every example we've seen from people that have done some sexual harassment, we're not playing. Like, you're gonna step down, you're gonna sell whatever you have, and that's kind of what it is. But go ahead, Dave. My fault. It's your show, not mine.
No, your show, not mine. It's our show, man.
It is. Show. But you already got my words out. They already heard me speak about it.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, we can get into who's going to buy the team. We can get into all that, but the bottom line is this looks bad. I don't think it's going to distract the players. I think the media is going to make an attempt to try to find a reason for it to distract the players, because even though I feel like Cam did fine in that second press conference, the article names, they look rough, man. So you're going to have media coming to ask other people other than Cam about it. So that's going to be something that they're going to probably have to deal with. But I'm pretty sure Rivera and company will make sure that the players know what to say and what not to say. They could just no comment it their way out of it and just call it a day. If I was them, that's what I would do. Just so they don't have to risk getting fined. Just say, I don't want to talk about what's going on with Mr. Richardson. If you want to talk about the game, we can talk about the game. If you want to talk about the following week, we can talk about that. Otherwise, I have nothing for you guys. And then just keep it moving. And I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of the players are going to do. But it'll be interesting. The media's going to try to make it into a storm. They're going to try to drag this, man. They really are. But hopefully we get more celebrities like Diddy coming out saying they want to buy the team, and that'll have them focusing on something else.
Yeah.
And speaking of Diddy, he put that little North Carolina Panthers Instagram, but he looks serious, man. He looks like he's trying to get his billionaires up. He's trying to get his investment team up. He's looking kind of serious about buying this team. I fear that he will move the team in a year, but, he looks serious about buying it.
But like you said earlier, I mean, where are we going to move to? I mean, I don't think there's a logical place for us to move that's going to get approved. LA is filled.
St. Louis is the only team I could think of.
I don't think you would move the Panthers to St. Louis over Charlotte. I don't think that's it's got to get approved by the owner. So I don't think that would happen.
Well, remember when the Panthers first was selected as an expansion team to come to Charlotte, St. Louis was on that list too, and they lost. I think Baltimore was as well. I think it was St. Louis, Baltimore, Charlotte, and Jacksonville. Charlotte and Jacksonville won. So
you can't. That doesn't make. I mean, that to me doesn't make logical sense either. You just approved them to move from, from St. Louis a year ago or whatever to LA, and now you're gonna turn around and it doesn't make sense. I don't see a team moving.
No, I'm just naming cities of possibilities. I mean, St. Louis would probably be the only option in essence because Baltimore already has a team, obviously. They have the Ravens. LA has two. I don't see us going back to San Diego because part of the reason why they left is because they couldn't sell out the games. St. Louis is probably the only viable option, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
And I don't see Diddy moving it there.
Yeah.
So Diddy will try to have the team in Harlem or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not going to happen. So here's a question, not from me, from Brandon Hatcher. He says, what do you guys think will happen to the coaching staff with new owners? He said, of course, winning the Super Bowl wouldn't hurt their chances of staying. But what do you think about the coaching staff?
Rivera's going to be safe, man. Marty's different. Marty will be interesting. I think Rivera will be safe.
I think, and see, this is what makes me nervous about new ownership because Hurney and Richardson had a pretty good relationship, and the owner is the GM is a direct reflection of the owner's vision. So, like, I don't know if Hurney, like, I've liked what Hurney's done so far. Yeah, granted, we gave him a lot of crap, but I like what Hurney's done so far with the team. Keep in mind, this dude, I think we kind of overlooked this as Panther Nation, but he's only the interim GM. We don't have a full-time GM. And with the Big Cat leaving, that kind of leaves us in balance, which makes me really nervous. Like, I didn't talk about this on the prior show, but this is the thing that makes me nervous because we don't have a GM. We don't have one. Like, there's drafts coming up. There's all kind of good stuff happening that's gonna, scouts, all this stuff need to be in place. And we don't have an owner, nor do we have a GM at the end of the season. And granted, all of our big names are signed. We don't have any huge, names that need to be signed. It's not like we got to re-sign Cam or something like that. So the GM doesn't have a lot of work to do, but I am nervous about the draft because I just don't know who the GM is going to be. It only makes sense to hire Hurney, but if he's got to want to come back too. With Jerry Richardson gone, I don't know if he wants to come back. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
It'll be interesting now because now Tina Becker's running the team. Tina's been there for a while. Tina's been there during the Hurney era when Gettleman was here. Here when Hurney came back. Tina could give him a deal. Like let's not think that could not occur. Tina could give him a deal and give him a deal and make him the official GM. That could happen. Now, whether or not they want that to happen, knowing that ownership is going to change, that's a different story. But at the same time, if you're going to sell the team, you have a draft coming up, you need to hire a GM. And it'll be Hurney. And
I agree. That makes the most sense. But it's, at the same time, where is his loyalty at? Don't you think his loyalty would be slightly with the big cat and with the big cat gone? I'm playing devil's advocate. I do think he stays. I hope he stays, to be honest with you, because he's the only bridge between the team and the new ownership. You know what I'm saying? He's the mediator here, and the coaching staff and all that stuff. So I want Hurney to stay. I don't know. With the new ownership, boom, he come in and fire everybody. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know. We don't know. So yes. I don't know.
I think the only reason why Hurney might not stay is if they find out that he knew something. Like, there's more things going to come out of this investigation.
Yeah, it's going to have to.
Yeah, so like if there's a situation where they think that Hurney might have knew something, and odds are he probably knew something because he was so deep in the organization for so long. He said comments like, "I know the organization left and right. Me and Richardson are really close." If he knew something, then he's gonna have to go. Like, I think Ron is out of the optics of that. I think Ron is clear. Like, he's in the clear, in my opinion. But Hurney might be ousted because of it, which is unfortunate. But if he knew it and didn't say nothing, man, he could be gone because of it. It might be one of those optic situations, but you can say the same thing for Tina Becker. We don't know how deep this really is. And the thing is, I don't like. It's kind of like the NCAA investigation when they were getting a lot of coaches and things of that nature at a point. There's going to be more details to follow. Like, this is far from over. So, heck just happened there.
No, you good. You're back.
Oh, I know what happened. My son is what happened. He has my iPad, so he tried to call me, which is scary. All right.
You're good.
So, anyhow, it'll be interesting to see what happens with regards to that. I think Rivera's safe. I don't see a single scenario where Rivera will get fired at this point. I don't see it. Like, I don't envision it at this point, which means Shula's safe, which means that Wilkes will probably get a head coaching job. And matter of fact, dare I say, it might be almost a done deal at this point, because with all the things that are going on, because Wilkes been there for a long time too. It might be a done deal that Wilkes will probably make a move. I read an article recently saying that Wilkes is probably one of the top guys that's going to get a head coaching job once the season ends. He was on there's like a list of 12 people of who was more likely to get a head coaching, an opportunity to be a head coaching job, and he was on that list.
Yeah, I think Wilkes to the Giants probably makes the most sense.
Yeah, especially if
Gettleman gets that job. That's probably pretty much a done deal, which sucks. But yeah, so I just think we just got, like you said, focus on this season, man, and see where it goes. Hopefully, we can win a Super Bowl, and really, who cares about next season? To be honest with you, that'd be the best scenario. We can all just rejoice.
Yep.
But yeah, and like somebody said, like Jay Simp said, Eric Washington will probably be a new DC. It's probably going to stay in house just like we always do. And as long as they stay aggressive, I'm okay with whoever it is. Just stay aggressive. Because this defense is great the way it is. Just stay aggressive, and I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to do the chat, man. I want to see the chats.
It's kind of quiet. They ain't here, but it's cool. I'm up with it. So I got you. Right. It says, yeah. Now somebody just said, notice how they keep hiring our DCs and not Shula.
Yeah, I said that last week.
We noticed that. We noticed that.
Maybe Shula knew something, and we can get him out that way, man.
Nah, man, Shula's fine, yo. Y'all tripping. Shula is A-okay. Y'all see y'all complaining too much when we putting up 31 points a game. Y'all kind of quiet on the Shula front.
Listen. I give Shula credit when it's due. I still think he's incompetent as offensive coordinator. I think
Incompetent is a strong word. Incompetent. I don't think he's incompetent now. That's too far.
Maybe he's not incompetent. But if you rank the top offensive coordinators, would he hit your top 10?
Top 10. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the answer. No, probably not off the top of my head. No, he wouldn't. No, I don't think he would. But I got to do it. I got to figure it out. So here's the question: which family would you like to see the Richardson sell the team to? So we're saying, who do you think should be the new owners? Did you read the Forbes article?
I didn't read the Forbes article. But I watched the episode with you guys. I think I'm cool if it's somebody that already has a stake in the team, because I don't think they're likely to leave. I think I've been hearing rumors that there's folks that work within Bank of America that's interested in the team. I'm cool with that because they're probably not going to leave.
What about Matt keeps I got you, man. He keeps talking about the 49ers older. DiBartolo.
If Eddie DeBartolo, if he decides to come back, I fear that we're going to leave. I don't think he'll keep it in Charlotte. That's my concern with him. I think he's a heck of an owner. Besides the fact of him being like in the mafia, I think he's a heck of an owner for San Fran. He won 5 championships for the 49ers when he was there. But my concern is that he'll probably move the team. He will be the one that will send it to Oakland.
Yeah, like I said on the last joint with Pat, I think the best scenario is probably the Raceway guys, the Burtons or whatever. I think because we know they're going to keep it there, or keep it in Charlotte. They'll figure out a way to do it. The Speedway guys, those guys, I think, or somebody that already has, like Dave said, that has state, the Belks, any of those guys, the Beans, anybody's going to keep it here, man, because he can move that joint. Anybody can move the team. It's obviously got to get approved, but the Raiders are losing their team. So it opens up Oakland. There's just a bunch of places it could go. So whatever happens, just keep the team here. I don't care who it is. Diddy would be dope. I think a lot of people are underestimating Diddy's business acumen. I think it's realistic for him to buy. Don't underestimate him. I think it's very realistic for him to put something together. I mean, the guy, give me somewhere where he's failed.
After Biggie died, and after No Way Out, we got G-Dep, Shine, but even some of them, they sold records. So
bruh, them dudes had hits, though. Like that, I don't consider that a failure. I wouldn't consider that a failure. Only thing, Sean wasn't a failure, man.
No, he wasn't. He just was a big.
I'm just saying, like, Diddy is Diddy's business, and he might not have it, but he knows people that does have it, and even if he was minority owner or had some stake in it, he would probably likely be the face, similar to Jay-Z and the Russian guy. Jay-Z was the face of the franchise, but the Russian guy owned the team. He owns the Nets. He had majority stake. Jay-Z was just the face. I think something like that could happen where Diddy would be part owner, and he's just essentially the face of the league, or the face of the team.
So this guy, I'm looking at the article right now. This guy is James Goodnight, the guy that owns SAS.
Yes.
He could write a check tomorrow.
Yeah, he could write a check.
He could just write a check and call it a day.
Yeah.
I think I'm cool if he gets it, because if he gets it, the team's not going anywhere. Because SAS is like instilled in North Carolina, and they got some banging benefits too as a company. They got free childcare. At one point, they had free childcare and all that. SAS is a heck of a company, and they're not going anywhere. So Jordan could buy it. I know I'm not a big fan of Jordan buying it, only because I don't want him running the team. Like, if Jordan buys it and he hires people to run the team, I'm for it. He can go. But if Jordan buys it,
oh, my bad. No, so Jay said, I think we're gonna hold off on that conversation because I started looking. He wanted to say He wanted to talk about draft projections. Projections. I started looking at that. We'll probably do a whole nother show based on that. Probably sometime after the playoffs because we have a long off season. So we'll get to it at some point. But we're gonna hold off on that discussion because I definitely started looking. Um, so we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Who else?
Let's see who else.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sasquatch said, "Would Jr. even consider selling to anyone who risk moving the team? And that's the thing. He has discretion to sell who he wants to sell to. And I think it'd probably be in the contract that he can't move the team up to a certain point at some point, maybe 5-10 years. It's probably going to be in the contract.
Can that happen though? Because there's other things that you have to be concerned with when you think about that, right? Because I guess the contract is up for Bank of America Stadium in 2019. So like there's other logistics that have to occur when it comes to deciding, all right, I want to sell to this guy, but you can't sell the team for a decade.
But Charlotte also said that the city officials, they released something that said they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep it in Charlotte. So I don't think that's I don't think worrying about the city, it's gonna stay here if it's up to them. I just think it's a matter of ownership, and ownership would dictate whether the team stays or goes. And as long as what we knew, as long as JR was the owner, it wasn't going nowhere. So he does have discretion to sell to who he wants to sell to, and I think he's going to lean to somebody that's not going to move the team. And I think everybody, I mean, we've been talking about it. I think it's a very, very slim chance that the team moves. Very slim after the sale. This is a football. It's the South. The South loves football. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think I think we're kind of overplaying the movement thing. I think it's a good talking point, but I don't think we're going anywhere at all. So it's like maybe like a less than 10% chance that the team moves, even after the ownership change.
Yeah, so it's funny. Like the Panthers, I guess they're valued at $2.3 billion.
Yep, big come up.
That could double if they win the bowl.
That's facts.
That could double. All right. So I'm looking at these names, man.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Ed Clemens. What about training camp? Where's training camp going to be? It's a very good point. I thought about that, but I forgot to mention it on there. But it's a good point.
They signed a deal to keep it in Spartanburg for the next 10 years, I thought, recently.
Deals are meant to be broken, man.
I know. It's going to be in Spartanburg next year.
I think it's going to be next year. I think it's going to be in Spartanburg. At some point, I think it changes because Wofford was obviously Big Cat has it. And shout out to Wofford, man. Shout out to Wofford. Y'all knew I was going to bring that up, right? Y'all knew I was going to bring that up, right? Shout out to Wofford, the Terriers taking out the Tar Heels last night. Y'all knew I was going to bring that up, right?
As you should.
Shout out to Wofford, man. Shout out to Wofford College.
Knife Wonder had the best tweet about it, which was hilarious.
What'd he say?
Let me pull it up. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
That's funny, man. I was following the game with my phone. I'm like, man, Wofford actually dominated UNC. The score made it seem a little bit close. I think they were up by like 12 or 13 at one point. So shout out to Wofford. Shout out to Wofford College.
Wofford College is a private, independent liberal arts college founded in 1854 that is located in downtown Spartanburg, South Carolina, United States.
Just in case if you didn't know.
If you did not know. And I replied saying, it's also home of the Panthers training camp. But yeah, might not be after that next year, but for now it is.
Yeah, for now. And I like Spartanburg. It's as terrible a city it is. It's cool. It's cool to have it down there. I think it's dope. I think
that city pops during the college.
Yeah, though. I was just gonna say it does a lot. Yeah, it does a lot for it does a lot for Spartanburg. So I think it's dope. I think a lot of jobs and all that stuff. It's dope. It's dope. It's as bad as that city is. It is dope to have it down there. Shout out Spartanburg, man. Shout out to the Wofford Terriers taking out the Tar Heels last night. It all of a sudden got real quiet in the chat. I think they're not Wofford fans.
They're leaving us, man.
I think they ever since the Wofford Terriers beat the Tar Heels. I think We're losing viewership. It's okay. Y'all be back. Y'all be fine. At home at UNC, by the way, the Dean Dome.
So you know what that means,
In the
right?
Dean Dome.
You know what that means, right?
What does that mean?
That means UNC got paid to lose. Paid them
Oh,
to lose.
that's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah, man. They probably wrote Wofford a check to come down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, come down and play. And Wofford was like, all right, we're gonna stop y'all, and we still gonna take that check, and we're gonna walk. Because that's what private independent colleges do, man. We go collect that check and beat behind. You know.
All right, that's dope. So, all right, so Dave, so what you got? Anything else you want to talk about before I throw you some questions?
Oh boy,
They're not.
I'm rooting for Goodnight and Saul to get the team, man. I'm rooting for the co-founders of SAS to get the team, because then I know they're not going to move. I've heard stories about the NASCAR, the Raceway guy. I'm all set with that. But, you know, I think realistically I'm rooting for Goodnight and Saul to take the team. Diddy, I would love to see, you know, it'd be nice to see an African-American get the team. And I think Diddy's capable of doing it. My fear is that he's going to move it. So unless he banned with some folks from Charlotte, like some money, like maybe if he bans with the Goodnights, the Goodnight and Saul, I'm fine with that. Diddy, Goodnight, and Saul, but Diddy wouldn't be the majority owner there.
Yeah, no, I think Diddy's goal is to be majority owner. If that doesn't happen, I don't think he's not going to jump in some ownership group just to. Although he might, I don't think his goal is to be the first minority owner. The first minority majority owner.
No,
I think that's his goal.
He's not going to be that, because we already have a minority owner.
You know what I meant, African American. You know what I meant.
African American. All right, all minorities matter, man. So
that's a fact.
So, because I know Khan, who's also a Muslim.
Amir Khan.
Yeah, he owns the Jags.
Shad Khan.
Shad Khan. Yeah, he owns the Jags. So, all right, I'm good. I'm good talking about this, because I know there'll be more details to follow. If you got questions, man, I'm ready.
I got questions, man. So, looking at the playoff scenarios and the playoff brackets, and what do you think the best scenario? I've been thinking a lot about this, and that's why I wanted to hop on. What do you think the best scenario is for us in the playoffs? Because I'm assuming that we at least beat the Bucks this week, and then we clinch our spot. From that point on, what do you think is the best scenario for us in the playoffs? Because I put in a group me. I put in a group me my favorite, or what I think should happen. But go ahead. What is your thoughts?
Play the Saints in the Dome.
Yeah, I agree with that. And so for that to happen, the Saints have to beat the Falcons. That would put them as the division winners, and then we would have to then. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter at that point. But actually, it does. It would, because we could either be 6th or 5th. So let's say we beat the Falcons. What happens if we beat the Falcons? We would stay 5th, right? Correct.
We would stay 5th, unless the Saints lose to Atlanta.
Okay, so we're assuming. So we're assuming that the Saints win. They beat Atlanta, and we win. We beat the Bucks, and then they would have to then win again.
Yes.
And then we would have to beat the Falcons.
Yes. So what happens is if the Saints lose a game between now and then it becomes interesting. It'll be us versus Atlanta for the division.
Correct.
Well, not really. Well, if Atlanta loses, no. If Atlanta loses to the Saints,
correct,
we have a chance to win the division.
No. If the Saints lose to the Falcons.
If the Saints
lose to the Falcons.
Saints.
Yeah.
No, right. So let's say Atlanta loses to the Saints, right? That'll give them their 6th loss.
Yep. They might be out too, because we're going to beat them in Atlanta.
Yeah. So then at that point, Atlanta's fighting for their playoff lives against us in week 17.
Yeah.
And if we win the division. If the Saints lose.
Yes. So that opens up. So hold on. So that opens up another scenario though, because we could potentially, if if the Vikings happen to lose one more game, we could vault all the way up to number 2.
Yes.
Which would be kind of crazy.
We own the tiebreaker against the Vikings since we beat them.
Yeah.
But you know what the funny thing is? And I'm going to say it. If we would have beaten the Bears, this wouldn't even be a discussion.
Okay, that's old. That's old stuff. That's a fact, but it's true. But that's old stuff. We got to go with what's in front of us right now. So we go with what's in front of us. What ideal scenario, we would be 5th going in to the playoffs.
Yep.
And I'm gonna zoom forward a little bit. Follow me here. Follow me. We're 5th. We're 5th. Saints are 4th. Right?
Yep.
That means we play the Saints in the Dome, that's best case scenario because they're not playing well right now. And they're not going to beat us three times in the season. That's not happening. So I think we would beat the Saints. However, moving forward, that would put the 6th seed against the Rams, correct?
Yes.
So whoever that 6th seed is will have to go out west. If that's Atlanta, I think that would be – and if Atlanta could beat the Rams, that would be great. That would be great. Right?
I don't think they can, but okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so that would be it wouldn't even matter at that point, right? Because we would have to then go play the Vikings.
So what happens is if Atlanta let's say that Atlanta makes the playoffs, Atlanta's the 6th seed, they play the Rams. If Atlanta plays the Rams, they will play the 1 seed, which would be Philly. Right now, as is.
Correct.
They will play Philly.
But I want Philly.
You want Philly? You don't want the Vikings, man?
So no. I don't want to see the Vikings. I'm be straight up with you. I don't want to see the Vikings, and I don't want to see the Rams. I just think I don't want to see the Rams. Not because I don't think they're better than us. It's because I don't want to travel out west. So I don't want to see the Rams at all. I don't want nothing to do with the Rams. I don't want to see the Vikings because the Vikings had. I'm gonna be straight up. The Vikings had a bunch of injuries when we played them. So I think we kind of got away with one there. Not to say I don't think we can beat them again because I think we can, but they did have a lot of injuries. I think the best case scenario, and I don't know if it's possible unless we hit the 6th seed, because if we had the 6th seed, then we would have to go out and play the Rams, which I think we can beat them, but we have to travel out west. But ideally, we would play the Eagles as the 1 seed because we can beat them with Wentz or without Wentz. We're going to beat them. I think we could have beat them. So, and I think that'll be a better matchup than the Vikings at the 2 seed.
So here's the thing. The only way you're going to get that is that you need the Rams to beat Atlanta. So in the scenario that you have now, you need the Rams to beat Atlanta. We beat the Saints. Then we would go play Philly. We would go.
That's what Philly. I want.
All right.
That's what I want. So you just explained my ideal scenario. That's perfect because I couldn't figure it out. How the hell are we gonna see? How the hell are we gonna see? No, is that right though?
No, that's correct. So what happens?
Oh, if the Rams, you want? Okay, no, you're right because we'd be the lowest seed.
Yes,
that's right.
If the Rams beat Atlanta, Rams will be the 3 seed. They will play Minnesota.
That's correct.
In Minnesota.
That's correct.
The Saints, we go to Philly.
That is correct.
5 versus 1. Yep.
That's what we need. That's exactly what we need to happen. But in order for that to happen, we need the Saints to beat Atlanta. And then we would have to beat Atlanta.
Don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about that, though, because the bottom line is this.
But we do, though.
No. Because even if, let's say we win the division, right? If we win the division and we somehow end up with the home game, we will probably be the 4 seed. And we'll probably either play Atlanta or the Saints, most likely. The Saints are in the playoffs.
They're not. If they lose twice, they could be out.
Really?
I think so.
Hold on. No, because
it's confusing, man.
Granted,
I don't think they will lose twice because their schedule was. I think they got the Bucks week 17, so I don't think they're not going to lose. So we don't even need to talk about that.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think the problem is a lot of teams now have 6 losses. The Cowboys have 6 losses. The Seahawks have 6 losses, and they play each other.
They're going to cancel each other out. One of them is whoever loses is out.
So Atlanta has the driver's seat to get the final playoff seed because of that.
The Lions are still in there. The Lions lost by that. If they would have beat them, the Atlanta could be out right now. Yeah, if they would have beat them on that tape or whatever, whoever was catch, they didn't. That's old stuff. We don't got to hash old stuff.
But that's an example of how all these games matter. Like all these games matter. Even the ones that you don't think that matter, they do matter. Because last week, before we beat Green Bay, we were in a nightmare scenario of being 11-5 and out. And we still can be, but we're not going to blow it. No, we can't. There's no way we can at this point.
So
if we go 11-5, we're in. One win, we're in.
So Nerve Rash has a good point. He says, I got the answer to this. He says we would have the head-to-head tiebreaker versus the Vikings if we both went 12-4. The problem is the Saints have the tiebreaker against us, so they would essentially win the division, and drop us down, so we wouldn't be able to get a chance to even compete with the Vikings.
So the thing is
division winners. Division winners get the first 4 seats.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The division tiebreaker is going to take precedence first, and then it goes into
Correct.
So us, we got swept by the Saints. So the only way we can pass the Saints, we got to have a better record than them at this point.
Right.
So if we can root for Atlanta to win and beat the Saints this weekend, if that happens,
we have to beat Atlanta. Because if Atlanta beat the, go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, but the thing is, if we beat the Bucs, Atlanta beats the Saints, it'll be Atlanta versus Carolina for the division.
Correct.
It'll be
that's gonna be a great game.
And that's that. And then we'll be fighting. We'll probably get flexed to Sunday night too if that happens.
That'll be a great game.
I'm pretty sure NBC is probably asking for the extension because you'll probably want that game if Atlanta beats the Saints.
Yeah,
that changes everything then.
I agree, but see, here's the thing, and I've been saying, I firmly believe this. I think we are the best team in the South right now. We're the hottest team, right? Granted, we might not have the record, but if you watch the Saints play the Jets the other day, it didn't look good. If you watch Atlanta play the Bucs, it didn't look good. Those teams are not that good right now, and I couldn't tell you what the issue is. But they're not good. Saints aren't playing well defensively right now. They're not. I think they've definitely regressed. Even with they got all their people back. Lattimore's back. So I think I don't know what their problem is. And the Falcons our offense are garbage, and they let Jameis Winston carve them up. So I don't think Atlanta's going to win this. I'm hoping the Saints go ahead and take care of business. Let them have a division. At the end of the day, they don't want to see the Carolina Panthers wild card weekend because I'm telling you, we will beat them. They're not beating us 3 times in a row. It's not happening.
So I'm looking at what's going on here with what games are left. So the Rams play the Titans and the 49ers. I don't envision them losing any more games. So the Rams are pretty much firm, and they're firm where they're at with regards to the 3rd seed. The Vikings play the Packers in Chicago. Aaron Rodgers is on IR, so that means they're probably going to win.
Called it.
And he called it.
Called it. Told y'all. I told y'all he's gonna find himself hurt. They acting like they playing it off like he's not hurt. That man is hurt. They wouldn't put him on IR. He would play if he wasn't hurt. He wasn't healthy. He wasn't healthy coming into the game, and he wasn't healthy leaving the game. He's hurt.
Yeah. So the Packers, the Packers are out. They can't make the playoffs at this point anyway. So the bottom line is, the Vikings will probably win their last 2 games. The Eagles play Oakland and Dallas. There could be a situation where they could lose a game, but that's a move. Then we're screwed, by the way, because then at that point the Vikings will hop up to the 1 seed, and then we'll be rooting for something completely different the following week. So we probably need the Eagles to continue to keep winning. They can beat Oakland. Dallas will have a lot to fight for if they beat Seattle. So what happens between Dallas and Seattle this week is going to change a lot of things on how Dallas is going to play the final game of the season. But the Saints, they have Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Our best case scenario at this point, because I don't think we can pass the Rams and hop to the 3 seed. I don't think that's possible at this point, unless they lose another game. I don't think the Rams are going to lose any more games, and I don't think the Vikings are going to lose any more games. The Eagles could lose one more, and then we'll be dealing with different. Then at that point, the Eagles will fall down to 2. Let me see here. So, and like the Falcons, they're sitting. They got the Saints in Carolina. As long as they don't lose both games, they should be okay. If they lose both games, they're in trouble. Because Dallas can sneak up and Dallas can sneak up and take it.
Yeah, Falcons are in trouble. If they lose both games, they're pretty much out. Because Detroit would get that. Not the Cowboys, Detroit.
Cowboys play Detroit this week.
No, I'm just telling you, Detroit is in the driver's seat. If they lose the Falcons, Detroit's gonna be in the driver's seat, bro.
Let's see.
Because they got a weak schedule.
Well, yeah, the Saints, yeah, the Lions played the Bengals and the Packers. So yeah, they got a good slot. They got a good spot. So yeah, so the Cowboys, man, they got a good shot too. If the Falcons mess around and lose both games, that changes everything. If the Falcons lose both games, so you know, I mean, right now it's looking like it's going to either be the 4 or the 5 seed. I don't think we're avoiding that. But once again, if we're the 4 or the 5 seed, we need to root for the Rams or the 3 seed to win their game so we can get the Philly.
Yeah, we don't want to see the Rams. I'm telling y'all, man. We don't want to go out there and try
we wouldn't have to go out. We wouldn't have to go out to the Rams unless the only thing that I could see that could potentially flip is the 1 and 2 seeds. Vikings could end up at 1, and then the Eagles can end up at 2.
I want the Saints and Eagles, man. That'll put us in the NFC Championship. I'm telling you, we would beat them. We would beat both of those teams, and then we'll just have to worry about whoever we play in the NFC Championship game at that point, which could be the Rams anyway. But the least path of resistance is through New Orleans and Eagles.
Yeah, I agree there.
The Vikings and Vikings are a tough team. And like I said, they were definitely missing some players last time we played them, and we were too. We didn't have. I think Olsen did. Olsen play that game, or was he just not himself? I think he played.
He wasn't himself.
Yeah, he wasn't himself. So we got Olsen back. We got Khalil back, and shout out to Ron Khalil too, because I was slaying him the first so many weeks. He tried to come back, but I think that run game definitely is much better with him playing. So I much respect to Ryan. That's another Panther legend we must not disrespect. Don't disrespect the Panther legends, man.
I don't disrespect them. I just call it how it is, my man. Call it how it is. Call it how it is. It's insane to think that the Seahawks aren't going to make the playoffs, man. That's crazy.
They're garbage.
They're the team that could probably beat the Rams, though, if they had to. If they had to. I know they got destroyed the other week, but if they had to, they could probably beat them. But yeah, it's looking like we're going to get 3 teams in the South, man, in the playoffs. It's looking like that. But my biggest fear is the Falcons beating the Rams. That'll mess up everything. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, the Eagles going to keep the 1 seed. They're not going to lose both games. They'll probably win this week, and then that'll pretty much clinch them. That'll clinch them the 1 seed for the whole way. But man, oh man, the why. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of things solved this weekend. That's for sure. We'll have a lot of things solved this weekend. We'll have an idea how everything's gonna fall this weekend.
And it's looking like I'm gonna be at the game on Sunday.
Look at you.
Yep, I'll be at the game.
Good, because I couldn't do a live show if I wanted to anyway. I'll probably be at church. And church don't enter 2:00 in the South in Southern Baptist. So
yeah, that's terrible. I was gonna say I might have another ticket if you want to go.
Oh, do not tempt me, dude, because I'm not that far.
I'll let you know for sure.
Because for you guys that don't know, I'm in Plantersville, South Carolina now. I've made it down to the Carolinas. It's about 2 hours from where I'm from, which is Columbia. My mother's family's from here. Plantersville's about 20 minutes away from Georgetown, South Carolina. Myrtle Beach is about an hour. So, so I'm in the Carolinas right now. Do not tempt me, man, because I'm pretty sure I can convince my wife to let me go to a game. She just shook her head, no, absolutely not. But I got time. I got a couple.
You got it, man. You got it. It's not gonna cost you nothing.
It won't cost me anything, just gas. Gas, even though I got a Dodge Charger, but it's still gas. Lowest prices in the country, man.
That's a fact. I can attest to that.
She said, "Take your son with me." I don't think I can, man. He's too young.
Wait, I think under 3 get no. I could be wrong. I think under 3 you can take.
If it's under 3, we can talk. I could lie.
I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
All right. Well, we'll look into that.
So here's the question. Here's the question. Okay, you got a couple people that are in Coastal that go to Coastal. One guy goes to Coastal Carolina. Another guy's in Goose Creek. I don't know if you know where those are, Dave. Are you close to them?
I know where Coastal is. Coastal is in Conway, and I pass by it often when I'm down here because I typically do my shopping in Myrtle Beach. So I know I've passed by Coastal Carolina, so I know where that's at.
Here's another question. Who do you want the Panthers to play in Super Bowl? I'm saying the Patriots. Give us the Patriots. Cam is 5-0 against Tom.
Yeah, they're undefeated. He's undefeated.
So I'll tell you the Patriots because they're not that good.
I'll tell you who I don't think I want to see.
Steelers.
I don't think, or Jacksonville. That defense is legit, bro.
Nah, Jackson. They're not that. They won't make it out of the AFC, bro. They're good. I'll give them credit, but they ain't that good.
You sure?
They ain't that good. Let's not reach.
You sure?
Let's not reach.
Have you seen what I've seen? Have you seen what I've seen?
I've seen it, but they're not that good.
Their defense is big time.
It's good, but relax.
They're 10-4, bro. They got the same record.
Relax.
Hey, I think I want to see the Patriots.
Shout out to Pat. He asked me why I didn't ask him if he wanted to go to the game. I asked you because you said you like to watch him at home. That's why. Shout out to Pat, man. Shout out to Pat Coltrane. Thanks for coming out on the show yesterday.
Absolutely,
and he had a good live show yesterday.
Yeah, appreciate you coming by, man. Next time, man, I gotta show up too. I gotta quit going to Monday Night Raw. That's my problem.
It was trash anyway.
Oh, that shit was trash. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. It was tough to watch, man. There were a couple of moments where I was like, all right, this is cool, but most of the moments were like, oh god. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna hit you up about that ticket.
Yeah, I'll let you know for sure because I'm gonna be taking my my wife's cousin, so I gotta find out when they're gonna be getting here for sure.
Now, if they take priority over me because I might not be able to get out of here. But my wife's still shaking her head, so
yeah, you done. You done. You're not going, yo.
Nah, if I get a sitter, I think I can negotiate. We'll see.
Nah, that's incurring expenses, man.
No, it's probably a 3-hour drive for me to get to Charlotte. I'm thinking. I guess the Bucks, man. I ain't seen a good. I haven't seen.
Gonna run up the score on them dudes.
Yeah, I ain't seen a good old-fashioned blowout in a while. But so let me see. We've gone over the playoffs. We didn't even talk about Thomas Davis. You're right on that too. The suspension got reduced to 1 game.
Dave, let me ask you a question.
Oh boy.
When have I been wrong, man?
Oh, you've been wrong. You want me to start? Go
ahead. When have I been wrong, Dave?
Kelvin Benjamin, 1,200 yards.
That don't count. He got traded. He got traded.
He was never on pace.
That's irrelevant. He got traded, so that doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It's off the books.
Cam Newton, 4,000 yards receipt. 4,000 yards passing.
It's still look. I still got time. Where is he at? Where is he at right now?
Where is Cam at?
I don't know.
He's actually had a pretty good year. He's actually had a pretty good year for a quarterback, believe it or not. Where is Cam at? Where is Cameron Newton at? Let's see.
Yeah, so I got a couple folks. Ace Williams, he said he might be a little concerned about the Bucks because we play down our competition. Yeah, I can see that, but if they put that second string defense they got out there, they're gonna get destroyed. Sorry, and I'm not scared of Jameis. Mike Evans is all they got, and it it's breaking. Oh, he had 2,900. Jay said
2,962. So that means he's got to throw for about 517 a game to get you where you need to.
So will I be right if that includes playoff numbers?
Yeah, you'll probably be right then, but you didn't.
Like I said,
season, bro.
When have I been wrong, Dave? When have I been wrong?
This guy is trying to add additional days.
When have I been wrong? I have not been wrong.
You've been wrong, man. You're wrong about Orr.
Nope. I might have been wrong about it. I'll take that. I'll take that L. Or it's trash. I might have been wrong about that one.
Nah, but yeah, he's not gonna break 4,000 for the regular season unless he freaking.
I just said 4,000. I don't believe I said regular season. I just said.
I'm pretty sure you did because we were talking fantasy when you said it, but it's okay.
I might have said regular season. It's all good. I'll take that. I'll take that L.
Take that.
That's the only. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Take that.
That's funny.
21. He's has 21 touchdowns, 12 picks.
I think I probably said what? Did I say 30 total?
Yeah, 30.
I'm wrong on that too.
Well, nah, he might get 30 total because he's ran for a couple, hasn't he?
I don't. Yeah, I think. I don't know.
21 passes. I'm just looking at his passes.
I know because I think I said he's only gonna run for like 2 or 3.
Yeah, he's ran for 1, 2, 3, 4. He's ran for 5. He's ran for 5. He's got 26.
He might get that jump.
Yeah, he could hit 30. 4 touchdowns between 2 games. That's not asking for too much.
Oh, he said y'all said the C-Mac would start week 11 over J Stu. Might have kind of pushed it a little bit, but he's technically it might have been a little bit off on the weekage. But he's still starting. So
yeah, he started today. He started on Sunday. He typically gets the first carries anyway. So
yeah, I have to go back and get all the bold predictions and see what we were wrong.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I'll go back and do that at some point.
Well, I will admit that I was going to be wrong because I said that we would clinch the division next week against the Bucks at 12-4, and we'll be 12-4. 12-4 still can happen.
It can definitely happen.
But we're not going to clinch the division next week. So, but we'll definitely, we can clinch a playoff spot next week. So I'm mulligan push. We'll be in the playoffs though, because if we lose to the Bucks, then we got to have another discussion. But yeah, man, good times. Good times. So if you're going to the game, we're not going to do an episode on Christmas Day.
Nah, it's not happening. That's why I said we might as well hop on now.
Yeah, we're not doing it. So we can shoot for Wednesday though if you want. Next Wednesday.
Don't matter to me.
Yeah, let's shoot for next Wednesday. 9 p.m.
Don't matter to me.
Next Wednesday. We'll shoot for that. All right. I think I'm done, man. I think I've said my piece. Unless there's any more questions, I think I'm done. I appreciate you guys in the chat cats going in. Apologize for the last minute, but I wanted to get one in. I mean, I'm currently like in a bedroom with the iPad on a mattress and a chair. Like this is my setup for the day. So I'll make it work when I need to make it work.
Cool. All right, peeps.
All right. Appreciate you guys coming. Follow me on Twitter, Panther Nation PC, Champ D1012, Facebook, Panther Nation Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Appreciate the support, guys. Y'all have a good one.
He said it. Peace out.